Does it make it rolling easier? Absolutely, because that gel is going to adhere the hair to the roller and it's going to keep the hair in place. But the only downside to that is when you get ready to comb this out, first of all, you're going to have residue from this gel. It's going to make it white looking. The second thing is going to make it way too stiff. For your comb out, the hair needs to be pliable, and you're going to see why when I teach y'all the comb out. You don't want it so hard and so crunchy to where you can't comb through it. That's what happens when you put way too much gel on it. As you can see, I got like a little drop of gel in here. I am going to use some gel, but it's simply just to adhere the end part of the strand to the roller so it'll stick so you can get better tension in there. But that is it. I don't want y'all really using gel from new growth to end. You can, but trust me, I've been doing this for a while. Right to the test. I got all the tips and tricks for Stay Bored.
I told y'all she's drill sergeant for a reason.
Yeah. So you can. You will see other students do it. It's really up to you whether or not you want to do it, but I wouldn't suggest you do it. Okay. So the first step you want to do is you want to make a mohawk parting right down the middle. That mohawk parting should be the size of whatever roller you choose to use. So that is this parting right here, right up the middle. It's a mohawk parting. You can use whatever size rollers you want. There is no right or wrong size roller to use. I will say the smaller the roller, the harder it is to get that parting out of there. So I would stick with the medium size rollers for this. And the smaller the roller, the tighter the curl is going to make it. Before you come out, you want a slightly looser curl, which means you want less mobility. So it's still easy to form that round shape in there. And I know this doesn't make sense. It will make sense to y'all when you do your comb out, okay? So what I normally do, again, you always want to take the size of your roller to measure out how wide of a subsection you're going to do. Then you want to take the width of your roller to measure out the diameter of your roller to measure out how thick that subsection should be. I can almost eyeball this because I've been rolling so long. And you want these on base. Again, to get it on base, who can tell me where you hold the hair?
45 degrees in front of you.
45 degrees in front of you. Thank you, my State Board scholars. I appreciate y'all. So, you're going to roll it out. You're going to make sure that it's completely detangled, even nice and smooth all the way through before you put this on the roller. If you just pick up hair like this and you roll it, it's going to come off the roller looking just like this. You want it nice and smooth, so make sure you comb all the way through it first. Detangle it from new growth to ends. That way you're working with a smooth base from Jump Street. Then, right on the ends, you want to take just a little dab of gel and put that right on the ends of the hair, right on the tip, okay? You don't want to put it on mid-shaft ends because it's going to make it too thick. That's why we use the Fimoleate, to give you some control and some hold, okay? You want to take that roller, even tension. So right now you should be pulling and rolling. Pulling and rolling. What I do is I press my thumb against that middle and I roll and pull. Roll and pull. As you can see, this I'm almost pulling that off, right? So you want to use good enough tension where you don't pull the thing off your stand, but good enough tension to where it's nice and smooth on that roller. But you want to ribbon this so that all the hair falls on the middle of the roller, and you want to tug and roll, so you maintain nice even tension all the way through, okay? And then if you need to, if you had any hair, see like I got hair coming off the side of the roller, 9 times out of 10 that means you either parted it out too wide or you lost your tension somewhere in there, okay? You want to make sure you're maintaining even tension all the way through, and then you can smooth it down on that roller. And then you wanna use your double prong clips, and you wanna clip both sides. At the base. So you don't wanna clip at the top. You don't wanna clip in the back. You don't wanna clip in the front. At the base, which means at the bottom of this roller where the roller meets the head. And you wanna put 2 rollers in there. And I'm telling you to put 2 rollers in there because you gotta remember, you're going to come to stay board already rolled and dried. If in the event you get to stay board and you drop this mannequin in the parking lot, your rollers won't go in 50 million directions. 9 times out of 10, if you have it double clipped and you put a little processing cap on there, it'll keep everything nice and neat. So if you do drop it, you don't have to worry about messing up your roller set before you get to stay board. Trust me, it happens. I've seen it happen in the parking lot. Tears. You just go to shambles right there when your rollers rolling all over the stay board parking lot. Okay? So again, and all you're gonna do is just follow suit. And you're gonna completely roll this entire mohawk. Again, 45 degrees in front of you. So you can start from the bottom and work your way up to the top if that's easier for you to get that 45-degree angle. Or you can start from the top and work your way up to the bottom. Really don't much matter as long as you get all those rollers in there. Little dab of gel, we're gonna ribbon it at the end, collect all of that hair so it's not flying every which way but loose. Roll it around that roller. And then you wanna tug and roll. All the way down till you get to the base. Once you get to the base, then you're gonna clip both sides of that base. Using your double prong rollers. You should not be using single prong rollers. Single prong rollers are for what? Pin curls. Very good. Okay? And you're gonna do that all the way down that middle mohawk section of your mannequin. Okay? Anybody got any questions about how to roll?
Can you do the side, like how you do the side?
What's that
Like
again?
the side, can you do the side? Like
Okay, so say I rolled my whole mohawk. For time purposes, we're gonna pretend like this whole mohawk is rolled, and I can do it fairly quickly. On average, it should take you about 30-45 minutes to roll the entire head. That's on average. Somebody hotline going on. Even when you get to the top, don't get the urge to pull that hair like that. You still want to move it 45 degrees in front of you. If you're going from top to bottom. If you're going from bottom to top, it kind of won't matter. Now because this mannequin is cut in a graduated cut, I'm going to have to switch sizes of rollers. So if your hair happens to get shorter in the back or the top, then you might want to switch size rollers. The only thing is, whatever you do to one side of the head, you make sure you do to the other side of the head. So see how it's very uniform? So they use teal rollers on this side of the head. They make sure they use all teal rollers on the other side of the head. If you use yellow rollers at the top, you need to use yellow rollers at the top on the other side. You use orange rollers at the bottom, you need to use orange rollers on the other side. So whatever you do to the one side of the head, you need to make sure you're being symmetrical with it and do it to the other side of the head as well. That way it keeps your roller set balanced, nice and balanced. And you don't have to fight with if it's, when you get ready to do your comb out, you don't have to fight with some dips and curves and all of that kind of stuff going on. Again, you wanna ribbon those ends, gather those ends together. I'm telling you, it's gonna make your life heck of a lot easier if you gather those ends together. You wanna keep it consistent. You wanna make sure that your mohawk in the middle is even, that it's not floating off to one side or the other. Again, that's just for symmetry. You wanna make your partings for your subsections nice and clean. It just makes your life a whole lot easier when you get ready to go put this roller on the hair. Notice all of my rollers are sitting on base.
Is it gonna be on base throughout the whole?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So all of your rollers should be sitting on base. If you do this just right, it's gonna be sitting directly on base. Again, my hair got even shorter, so guess what? I gotta bump down the roller size one more time. So the shorter your hair is, the smaller the roller size needs to be. Most of the time, the shorter the hair is, the further up with the gel you have to go to. Because again, it helps it adhere to the roller, but you want to use a thin coat of gel. You don't want to go in real super heavy with that gel, because it does make it hard as a brick and hard to comb through. And you clipping all of these to the base. So this is what your entire mohawk should look like when you're done. Straight down the middle of the head. It's not leaning to one side or the other. Y'all see it's going straight down the middle of the head. So make sure when you're doing your subsections, your partings for your mohawk. Now you can part it as you go. I always part my whole mohawk out and comb both sides to the side. That's just how I do it. But if it makes it easier for you to stay on track, to part out a little bit at a time on your mohawk, whatever works for you, okay? But this is what your mohawk should look like. Okay, now the sides. What you want to do is you want to take, in most of your roller sets, there are little small rollers. So this is what the regular size one looks like, but this is a little small one. This little small one is used for getting inside of those little small spaces on the side of the head. I'm about to show y'all what this is used for, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to take the sides of your head and you're going to section this into two sections, okay? What I normally like to do is use this roller, bump it up right up against that line, that mohawk line, and use that as my width. Okay, but you need to do it. Don't put it up here and measure it out. You need to kind of bump it down a little bit until it will fit completely flush. Okay, so kind of midways ahead. I know y'all just ate lunch, but y'all gotta wake up. Cause somebody gonna walk up to me and ask me one of these questions that I'm covering. And you know what I'm gonna do? Look at you crazy. Okay, and then you wanna make just a vertical parting straight down. Okay, y'all see my little subsection here? So this is almost gonna form like a little triangle right at the top.
It's
Okay?
basically like your ear parting.
Right, so it's kind of like your ear to ear parting. Okay? So you see how a full roller won't fit right here? If I put this roller right here, it's gonna go over my subsection parting, right? But guess what fits perfectly right there? The little small roller. Okay? So you wanna use your little small rollers if you have them. If you don't have them, make do with the larger rollers. It's just gonna kind of go over your subsection.
I should make it with the board.
And the same rules apply. You wanna make your subsections the same width as your roller. Now I will say, for this very top roller, it's hard to get a double prong clip on the inside. So with this one, it's fine if you just pin it on just one side, the open side that you can reach. So you don't go knocking these all out of the way and tearing up your roller set. Really, you don't have to use 2 clips on the rollers. That's just a Miss Lauren rule because again, it just holds it that much more firmer when you get the stay board. You gotta ride with this in your car. Some of y'all put them in your trunk. Bouncing all around. Deb in the back bouncing around. So for this one again, you can just clip just one clip right here on the side and that will hold it. Okay? Everybody can see? Yep. So we're gonna use the small ones right at the top. Normally, one small one will do right at the top, and then you can roll into using a full size roller.
Miss Lauren,
Yes.
you can use a small one like at the nape of the neck too, right?
Right. I'm gonna get to that in just a second.
Yeah, calm down, Breezy. Just wait a second. She'll get
Girl,
there.
I'm chilling. I just need to know. I be having to ask my questions.
Yeah, I want y'all to ask your questions now.
Cause if I forget that question, I'ma just
Just, oh well.
right. And it be making me so mad. I know I had a question, but what was it? I'm so sleepy. Man, I have a really bad headache.
Me too.
Do you want me to drive to go? Do you want to go to that place with me? The one I just showed you? It's by the mall. They close at 7, so it's not like we can be out there doing it late.
No, y'all going to photo actually.
Wait, what?
I didn't want to say it too loud because it's a bad word. I don't want to get in trouble.
Versa.
Hmm? No, Breezy, get away from us.
I can just
Aaron, you love me. I know.
I can just drive and then come back to your car after if you want.
I love that though.
So we don't have to pull it to the world.
Now pay attention. The noise volume coming up.
Let me know when she get to the nape of the neck.
Like I said, in here, you can put 2 pins if you want to, but it's kind of hard when it's right next to that mohawk. Normally, because it's snug in between 2 rollers, you find it doesn't really disturb it that much.
So should we put a processing cap on it today when we leave, or just leave
I
it out?
I would put a processing cap on it after you get it rolled. You put a processing cap on it just to get it home and keep everything snugly in place. But then when you get home, make sure you take that processing cap
So
off
it could dry.
so it can dry thoroughly. As long as you got that processing cap on, it won't dry thoroughly. You need it bone dry. Hey, you need it bone dry in order for it to work with your comb out. get to the nape, when you get to the very bottom, you can also use a little small roller down here. You can use a full roller if you want to, but most of the time, one of the little small ones, they make the small ones in all of the colors if you buy a roller set. That was dramatic.
You did?
Cherry on the leaving. Huh? Cherry on the leaving. Try to get some rest that night. So I'm gonna put a regular size one down here. And again, at this bottom one, you might have to put just a little more gel to adhere it if your hair is shorter down. If your hair is long, same amount of gel applies. Now for these bottom rollers, especially if your hair is shorter, you can clip it to the roller on top of it, just to keep it secure at the bottom, just in case your roller you can't get to that base. If it's too tight, you can clip it to the roller right above it, okay? But just for those rollers at the bottom. You don't want to go clipping them together through here because no air can get through there and it takes you longer to dry. That's why I'm not clipping them together. Just use 2 clips. All right. Once you get to the side, same rules apply. You're gonna section out. Now, when you get up to this top, you know how Deb's head is made, where it's not even. Her hairline kind of protrudes a little bit on the side. See how she has that protrusion right here on the side?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Miss Tiffany. Yes, ma'am.
She left us, now she calling to check on us.
Where is the box? Okay. Okay, we'll do. Okay. Band-aids, all right. Okay, so this hairline is kind of wonky in the front. So in order to keep that subsection parting straight, you probably gonna have to part out a little bit of this hair and leave it out, and I'm gonna show y'all what to do with that when you have to leave it out like that, okay? I'm only gonna roll these top few rollers. I won't roll all the way through, just for time's sake, so y'all can go ahead and jump on your manicure. Because I don't want y'all to run out of time. I thought there was somebody laying on the floor. Woo, Lord Jesus.
What if somebody was laying on the floor?
I was about to tell them, get off the floor. But I just knew there was somebody laying on the floor. That's Maisha's baby. It's Deb taking her a nap through my lecture.
I wish I was there.
Right. Especially after lunch, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even eat. I had some chicken. I mean, what's that called? Popcorn chicken fillets.
DQ.
I'm so sleepy.
Yeah, Derek.
It's the carbs. It's the carbs that put us to sleep. French fries and all that kind of stuff, pasta.
I'm gonna start eating salads every day for lunch.
That's why you back there yawning. Band-Aid? Yes, I'm gonna grab it.
smoothie
So
can,
you
'cause
gonna
smoothie
pretend
can have
like
so
we
much
just roll this
sugar
all the
in
way
it.
down to
Yeah,
the bottom?
literally some of the smoothies are worse than like a
Okay,
McDonald's burger.
now we got this little hair
Calorie-wise.
that is sticking out over here.
I like
We got the
Jamba
rest of this
Juice.
hair. What you wanna do with this
Jamba Juice?
Oh, I was like, I like Domino's too.
Me too.
is you wanna comb it still away from you, but you're gonna roll it vertically. I got everybody's attention, cause somebody
I
gonna
don't
ask me.
understand that, Miss Moore.
I'm about to do
She's
it.
about to show you.
About to show you. So y'all
Come
gonna
on,
see it.
Brie.
I'm trying, but I
You're
just
so
want to see it
tired.
already.
She said, I want to see it already. She's working as fast as she can.
Right.
Brie, you need a nap.
I want to see it already.
Ask your question. Ask it. Ask your question.
Like the picture.
Yeah.
Okay,
So in the picture, did they just divide like three subsection or three sections, and then just
Right.
went that way?
see they kinda got walk in here,
Mm-hmm.
through here,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, they
But-
got the long ones. How much long?
Right, so they mix the long and the shorts in there to try to just fit everything like a puzzle piece. You can do that if you want to, but just to keep it symmetrical, this is the easiest way.
Okay.
But see how I mean, what I mean when I say roll it vertically?
Mm-hmm.
So these two are rolled horizontally. Traditionally, everything is rolled horizontally, but when you get right here to this front hairline, you want to roll it vertically, and you want to make sure that the hair is coming back away from the face. And that is going to make so much sense when I teach y'all to comb out
Okay.
why we do it like that, okay? Just these front two rollers, you need to do that with, okay? Yes, ma'am.
So do you think we should do that one last just to be able to fit the one underneath it?
Well,
Or is
see,
it
this
gonna-
one is
or is
still
it not
gonna
gonna
be
be in the way?
horizontal. So I'll roll these last two so y'all can see what a full side looks like.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions? Any concerns? Anybody scared?
No.
Okay.
A little bit. That's okay.
Scared of what? Rolling some hair?
Hey,
I'm
you'd be
scared of
surprised.
literally everything, so.
Right. They be like, we learned it.
But that's what we're here for.
Like this is your first attempt, okay? And in the event that your first attempt doesn't come
Don't be
out good
scared,
today,
Karen.
that is why I did the roller set on Wednesday. You'll have a few times to take it down, practice it, get it dry, because you don't need it until Saturday, okay? So if it comes out funky looking today, by all means, take it down, redo it, practice it for home play, send me a few videos, I'll give you a few pointers, and y'all can do it like that.
You're gonna do great.
So, the reason why I wanted it to be 5 inches or between 5 and 6 inches, anything longer than that, first of all, it's going to take you longer to roll. The second part of that is you're going to be putting more hair on the roller, and so it's going to take it longer to dry. Okay, so this is what a full side of the head should look like once you're done. And you're going to go in and do the exact same thing you did to this side using the same amount of rollers to that
Wait,
side.
Miss Long, I was trying to take a picture. Thank you. No. That shit was posing.
Wait.
Now I was like trying to get out of y'all picture. Okay, so everything you do this, remember everything you do to this side, you have to do to this side as well. Anybody got any questions? Just do your mohawk for right now. So I want everybody to just roll their mohawk before you finish completing the whole head. Unless you absolutely say, Ms. Lauren, I know what I'm doing. Because I know I got a few in here who have probably been rolling hair their entire life. Now if it's jacked up, me gonna be the first one to get complete. And I ain't gonna hold back on you either. Okay? Alright, y'all go ahead and get your mannequins wet. Section. And I just want you to just roll the mohawk.
Miss Long, I need that tripod. Miss Long,
Oh, teacher, I would change my name.
I'm gonna put some gel and Samoyed in that class and some gel and Samoyed in this class. have how they made